Right, and welcome to the Rondo. We're back. Another week of Premier League football. Feels like we're kind of trotting along in the Premier League. I mean, the title's wrapped up. That's why, I'm in the shades. I'm feeling cool. I'm feeling relaxed. I even lost today and I couldn't give a dash. But anyway, it's your boy AA I'm joined by...
Rahimi.
Come on.
Away loyal to the S4E28's finest.
We have a few regulars back in the building. You know what I'm saying?
This is the original crew.
Yeah. This is the original crew. Marcus, tell us what you're saying, bro.
Chelsea's fine. That's to big up the Mac and them things there.
How have you been? It's been a little bit of a while.
Yeah, man. You see how Chelsea season's gone. That's how I've gone.
Wait, so you're back. You're back. You know, a little bit. Top five?
Champions League positions up for the grab, so I'm back in it.
Yeah, not feeling too bad. And Jalen, they specifically asked for you, my brother.
Face of the franchise is back. You get me? We're back. I know the fans have been calling. So, yeah. I was like,
so I see you're
come back
done
for
in
1 week, see what's going on, and, you know, let everyone know.
You even sent your younger brother here for a couple of weeks, you know?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to build up. You know what I'm saying? See when Triple H and Ric Flair, they used to send out Randy Orton and that. Get me?
Oh, my
Aaron, little bro, this bro.
Like, what you want to do, bro?
Aaron ain't going to be happy about that one. I can't wait till we both get you on, man. There's a lot of civil war in that family in regards to football takes.
If he's coming, I ain't coming.
Yeah. But I see you're done in the Mercedes hat as well.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everyone remembers who said it in the first place.
Yeah, guys, don't worry. We're gonna address that comment about Liverpool being irrelevant in the title race, but we'll get there. So, starting off today in terms of our agenda, we are starting off with the Chelsea versus Liverpool game, the headline game of the weekend. And then we're going to talk about the top 5 race. We've got Marcus in the building, so he's going to tell us his thoughts on the game. And then we're going to discuss who's going to get the top 5. The only race still going, but boy, is it tight. I feel like it's going to go right to the wire. Then we're going to do a little bit of match roundup, just go past the other games, any of the, kind of major stories within there. I can't really remember, man, apart from the Arsenal game. I watched a little bit of La Liga this week, me personally. City looked all right on Friday, but we'll do a little bit of a talk on them. I'll look through the fixtures. Then we're going to talk about Arsenal. What is going on there? They lose again. 1 win in 5. Absolutely crazy for them. And then after talking about Arsenal and grilling Jalen in regards to his comments, we're going to do a nice little segue into European football, which has been really interesting. Talking about the Champions League and the Europa. United might be able to get a little bit of something before we do our bonus topic. So, sounding all good. I don't normally talk this much in my intro.
You ain't going to plug the live show?
That's literally what I was about to do, but I have to speak even more because the last show is now literally on Wednesday. My guys, come through, man. It's going to be a great little vibe. Arsenal go off to PSG. Can they come back? Do you know what I'm saying? Me hosting, live Rondo panel, creators. Did you hear that in the back, man? Come on, man. That's my brother, My brother was just there giving ad-libs. I don't know if you heard. Come on. It's going to be an absolute vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, men. You know what I mean? Everyone there catching the vibe. I said creators, everything. Come through, man. Our first show. Cool. All right, then. Without further ado, let's go into it, man. Oh, my gosh. What an intro, man. I'm kind of even tired. But anyway, Liverpool-Chelsea. Chelsea 3, Liverpool 1. Good performance from Chelsea, to be honest. They faced a heavily rotated Liverpool side. I feel like we found out why some of those scrubs don't play, to be honest. My word. Palmer, he was looking good today. Boy, did Neville let us know it. Good God. Marcus, tell me about your thoughts on the game in general.
So the game didn't actually pan out how I thought it would.
Okay.
The majority of the ball... Liverpool had the majority of the ball. You dominated possession probably throughout the game. I think at the end of the game was about 60-something% to you, 30-something to us. Whereas in the first fixture we had against you earlier on in the season, it was a bit more balanced in terms of possession and time on the ball. But I wouldn't say Liverpool done a lot with the ball, even though they had it quite a lot. There was quite a few. You love to attack down Salah's channel, I realised much more that you only attack down one channel most of the time. Yes, Salah tried a few crosses, Trent tried a few crosses, but you didn't really penetrate our defence enough unless it was like a set piece where I feel like you had quite a good amount of opportunities. I feel like Chelsea were better. I feel like Lavia in midfield, what a player. Like he actually brings some balance in that midfield, some peace in that midfield, and he's actually good defensively today. He kind of cleaned up a lot.
He was a bit better defensively than sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I feel like he's a bit lax in terms of his defending.
Going forward, I feel like there was quite a few chances of Chelsea to score more goals, actually. We had quite a few breaks where the players didn't actually make the right pass or do the right thing. But all in all, 3-1, 3 points, that's all I actually care about. That's it. That's all I care about.
I hear it.
We just need to make Champions League. I don't care if it's 1-0. I don't care if it's 8-0. Just win.
Fair enough. And your thoughts on Palmer?
I'll say he's quiet first half. I don't think he was that good on the first half.
Neville was still glazing.
It's quite sloppy. Yeah.
That's their usual, though.
It's true.
But
second half, I feel like he had a good performance. Even before he scored the penalty, I was like, okay, he's actually adding to the game. He was beating players, making passes. But yeah, at least the goal would help us in our last 3 games. Hopefully he can get some form going.
Yeah, because he went about 3 months without scoring a goal. And like you said, I thought in the first half he was all right. I thought he had some sloppy moments. I thought he had some sharp moments. I don't know why Neville was glazing beyond belief. Honestly, he was almost ruining the game for me. When these guys have their favourites, they don't stop. And then in the second half, yeah, I thought he was good. But I made the video on my TikTok. Bro, you would have thought that you were watching Messi's 2012 Champions League final performance, brother, because he just wouldn't stop, man. And yeah, man of the match performance.
Let's not make this a Palmer thing. That's a Neville thing. Like,
yeah, no, it's nothing on Palmer. Like I said, Palmer played well. I thought Palmer was the man of the match because at the end of the day, in the second half, the difference he made in terms of the way that he was playing is probably what won the game. But like you said, there was a couple others that was good. Lavia.
Basically like a sparring match, though, really, innit?
There was no intensity to the game.
Yeah, it was a bit of a boring game in general, to be honest. It wasn't.
You can tell your boys have been on the piss off of the last.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is we've won the league, right? We've kind of been on the piss. We rotated a couple of guys in, like, you know what I mean? It was a bit of a training match for us, and it was a gift to you, man. After you clapped us onto the pitch, you know what I'm saying, and you took acknowledgement of the champions.
3 points. I don't care what
Yeah.
you have to say.
That's what I'm saying. It was a gift to you. We said, we're going to rotate for you. We're going to play at 70%. And if you can win, take the points. Go get, Champions League. You know what I'm saying? Is that not a kind gesture? Like,
so you think that was the intention by Slot? He had a little wink. He had a little wink at the end.
I don't think he cared like that. I mean, look at the lineup. Look at the way the team.
Apart from
the team played.
Curtis Jones and Ender, I'll say it was a pretty strong lineup.
Elliot was in there. Elliot doesn't normally start.
Elliot's a very good player.
He is a very good player, but in big games, man, I feel like the game.
He wouldn't start the game, though.
No, he wouldn't start, but I wouldn't say that's a drop off in terms of.
The thing is, Elliot's a better
off the bench.
10 than Szoboszlai. But I don't know if he's a better player. Because Szoboszlai, like, he runs. He can, yeah. But at the end of the day, it has a big impact.
What about your other scrubs, though? Quansah and Nunes and
Nunes is shocking, bro.
That header, bro. That header from Nunes. Do you man think what happened with that header?
No, he's violent.
No, he's in the middle of the goal, yeah?
It was harder to miss than it was to score.
Yeah.
Brother, do you know what? I have to take my shades off for this one. Do you know, he tried to glance the header, yeah? And he's mistimed the glance, and then the ball's hit him, and it's just gone straight. What am I watching here?
Bro. He has to go.
Would you sell him?
I'd sell him absolutely. He can go to Saudi, bro. He can go.
I was saying maybe they should keep him. There's still a player in there, but
no.
That's shocking.
We're getting bids from Saudi for good money. 50, 60 million is what I'm hearing. Brother, go. Brother, buy.
40 million.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I do feel like he's got good attitude. He always tries. I can't knock the man for his character, but he's simply not good enough, and he's a little bit too emotional as well. So I just don't feel like this level was cut out for him. It is what it is. And to be honest, you know who else can go for after watching that as well? Tsimikas can go, dog.
We didn't like him.
What? Did you watch that performance and you think I would like Tsimikas?
He got skinned.
He got skinned by Neto for the first goal. He's got skinned by Palmer for the second goal. He was getting... Neto and Palmer were taking turns on him down his flank, man. He was a mess.
I can't remember if it was Trent or Bradley, but Noni Madueke done something to someone on the...
He gave somebody steps.
Bro, it was disgusting.
It was like a shift. He just
shifted. He shifted. I think it was Trent.
Obviously, Bradley came on, he was a bit better, but are you happy Trent's leaving?
No, I'm not happy Trent's leaving. Of course not. Like Trent, we know that with Trent, bro. That's nothing new.
You can't just accept stuff like that. I don't know how Liverpool
What's he supposed to do?
What's I supposed to do? I shout at him, but it's just what it is.
And you also can accept it. Like, he just won the league.
I'm not saying right now. I'm saying from his time at Liverpool, you lot have just accepted that.
Yes, because he's won everything. I'm accepting it.
The reality is,
I'm looking back on it. It's not.
So,
bro, he wins. Why do Madrid want him then?
Yes, he can win games going forward, but if he's costing you equally going back,
I feel like it's not equal.
You don't think it's equal?
Compare him to the guy that used to compare him to Wan-Bissaka. Look where Wan-Bissaka is now. Yeah,
It's
and
only
look
not
what
equal
Trent is
because
still
of
doing.
Van Dijk.
There you go.
It's
No,
only not equal because of Van
I'm
Dijk.
saying the
Yeah,
guy
so
that
Van
does
Dijk
the-
like a good balance.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. That's a trade.
Van Dijk, yeah, to be fair,
Van
Van
Dijk
Dijk
don't
helps
play on
him.
that side.
But still, bro,
Van Dijk
most
can
teams.
Canate.
I feel like most
Van
teams
Dijk.
are gonna take Trent. Like,
Every team.
I mean, every team are gonna take. I mean,
So you think every team would sacrifice
Every single
player
team
in
in
their
the
like in their team or their system for Trent?
every single
bro,
team
the
in the world.
attacking
Why
is
don't- why
crazy.
don't
The
England- why
attacking
don't
is
England
crazy.
do that?
I've seen Trent
Why don't England do that?
Who wouldn't? Who would sacrifice?
because Southgate was
Why
the
don't
manager.
England do that?
Because Southgate was the manager.
England
Watch
teach-
Tuchel.
teach
Tuchel
This
Tuchel
Tuchel
will
would
play
do
him.
that.
Tuchel will play.
Are you sure?
I think Tuchel will play him.
Do you know the difference?
Now,
is
by
though?
that, we're
no,
talking
international tournaments is different. You have to win every game.
Bro, like,
Every game
So
is
if you
like-
can't play someone when you're trying to win,
Maybe
the
if the
game,
that makes
manager-
no sense.
I
Bro.
think-
to be honest, the Liverpool thing is a system thing, innit? The system.
So he's not going to get into every team then, is he? Because
I-
we don't play the same
I'd find a
system.
way in it.
Okay, maybe not every. If you're more pragmatic, perhaps, but the majority of teams, but because I've seen Trent wins games for you consistently,
100%.
so it's just like I feel like it's worth it, and I feel like a lot of managers will find it worth it.
So going forward, obviously we saw Conor Bradley's performance. He's actually quite good going forward and going back. Is that gonna be your right back going in the future?
Nah, I still think number one he has a couple of injuries, and I still think Bradley does a lot of good, but there's still areas of his game which are a little bit unrefined. So I'll still definitely go and get a starting right back. And if Bradley can, take his chain, then that's great. But I wouldn't just depend on him and think that he's gonna fill Trent's shoes. Nah, I don't think that's wise. But cool. Let's move on to the top 5 race. Just in terms of where Chelsea are, you can tell me if you think so.
So Chelsea are 5th.
City are got to start from
Fourth,
City.
Okay, go on. 3rd.
So, well, actually, no, we have to start from Arsenal. So Arsenal are
67.
second on 67, 35 games played. City are City are third with 35 games played, 64 points. Newcastle fourth, 35 games played, 63 points. Chelsea fifth, 35 games, 63 as well. And Forest are sixth, 34 games, 60.
United on 39.
What, 39 points?
Put that in.
All right, fuck
They're
the-
on 40,
okay,
I think.
okay. I wasn't gonna
Are
ask
they on
them.
40? They're on 40 now.
Yeah. And to be
That's
fair,
40
actually,
points.
I forgot.
We ain't touched 40 points still. But do you know what?
Villa are on 60.
Do you know what's mad though?
Okay, cool.
From 2nd to 17th, it's the same prize. If we win Europa,
But that's why I have to include you in the battle for top 5.
We're in the
Yeah,
battle.
you're in the
still.
battle for top
So
5.
just a quick question though. So if we win the Europa League, that trophy.
Oh dear, here we go.
Who's had the better season?
Yeah, here we go.
Because from 2nd to 17th, it's the same
All
prize.
right, bro.
Go on, tell me, bro.
We're gonna have the same
Financially,
conversation that we
it's
had
not the
last
same
year,
prize,
man.
but
It's the same. It's the same.
Bro, it's just,
The same
it's just a
convers-
question.
it's
So
the
wait,
same
do you
conversation.
actually think if you win the Europa, you've had as good as a season as Arsenal?
What was Arsenal?
Of course,
What do
he's
you mean
going
it's good
to,
as?
bro.
I think we've done better.
No. But how have you done better? Because the reward for winning Europa League is Champions League. They're getting Champions
Exactly.
League anyway. So it's,
and we've got a trophy.
it's equitable. The trophy doesn't really mean much, does it?
That's fair
No,
enough.
only-
But
so all
to
the
me,
trophy
to me,
means-
to me, a
a
trophy
trophy
goes down in
to be
history.
fair.
But all
To
the
me, a trophy
Europa
goes
League
down in
means
history.
is that you're going to get into the Champions
Bro,
League.
No, it's a
let-
trophy.
Let
It's
me
a
make this
trophy,
very
bro.
clear on this pod, about this Europa League and Conference League, because I'm seeing people.
If you're not
talking
eligible
about-
to play for Europa League, you don't care about
Bro,
stuff
like,
like that.
come on, man. Like, you see, Arsenal, when we were in the Europa League, the only reason that we wanted to win was to get
And
to
you
the
didn't.
Champions
You
League.
didn't.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
but that's the only reason, though. What I'm saying
That's
is,
the same for me,
Wait, let me
bro.
ask you though. Before Champions League qualification was there, did anyone care about that competition? No,
It's always been there.
no, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
No, if you used to win the UEFA Cup, you never used to get Champions League. That's a recent rule, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a recent rule.
Yeah, it's a recent one. Was like about.
That's only
10
come
years.
in like 10 years ago.
10
like,
years
it was
ago,
literally
fair
mid.
But I still feel
But I
like
don't
it's a
understand.
cup though. It's a European cup.
What does
Okay,
that mean?
bro.
What does that mean though? The cup itself is irrelevant to man. It's what it gets you. From 2nd to 17th,
That's
it's the
what
same
we
prize.
said.
It's like-
So
it's
that's
like
what
the
we're
Johnston
saying
Paint
to you,
trophy.
But that's what I'm
bro.
saying.
That's-
So that
But you came. What you come? 14th. 15th?
Currently we're 50. We just went below Everton. we just dipped below
So you
Everton.
Bro,
got
in a
that
normal
point.
season, you'd be
So
in the
you think that's
relegation
okay?
scrap.
I think it's horrendous, but I know
Okay.
that it's better than Arsenal.
Fair
Alright,
enough, man.
cool. You know, I hope you take that next season.
Fair
But,
enough,
you know,
man.
it's-
So, Marcus, quick question before we move on: are Chelsea making the top 5?
It's in our hands. That's all I can say. We've got Newcastle and Forest to play.
And United.
Yeah, who cares about that team? Because Newcastle and Forest are
Slap you, man.
they're both 6-pointer games. Because if we beat Newcastle, we'll probably finish ahead of them. If we beat Forest, we'll probably finish ahead of them. United game, I'll be honest, it's probably going to be a draw. So I'm not even going to think about that too much.
Are you home or away, Newcastle?
Away.
You're not winning that.
I don't think he'll go say
You're not
James
winning
and win.
Who knows, bro?
You're not winning.
Forest is.
Forest is away as well.
I think you can beat Forest even away though.
Forest have a bad run of form.
Yeah, and it just depends whether they score
Forest is
first.
away.
I even think that's difficult. I think Newcastle's more difficult, but Forest,
man,
that's
that is tough.
you man, this-
Last
You got United.
Forest
at
is
home.
difficult, but it can always go either way. I don't think
We
you're going
beat
to say
Forest
James.
last game of the season away. last season as well. So I'm hoping we'll remember that and just kick into gear. And Forest are not. They haven't been playing very well recently.
Nah,
I
no,
will
but
let
you
you
know,
that.
last game of the season, they're gonna come into the ground. The fans are gonna be outside. This is different,
They're
bro.
going to be charged though.
We'll
Anyway.
see. But I still think both teams will drop points, but even before then.
Yeah, so. That's why I wasn't worried when I see all these charts of that for us. I was like, well, we're relying on all of these teams winning every single game.
It's not gonna happen.
In a top 5 scrap, that don't happen.
impossible.
Yeah, no, it's not
I'm
happening.
experienced in
impossible
this.
to play each other.
Yeah, I know.
But even
Arsenal
Arsenal
identity.
have got to play Liverpool. Who else you got?
Newcastle. as
Liverpool
well.
and Newcastle. We're all just playing each other, so everyone's gonna drop points.
Everyone's going to drop
You
points,
get-
man. Yeah. So,
It's probably gonna finish how it is right now. If I'm being honest.
by the end of the day, you're feeling relatively. So you think you'll do it? Oh gosh, I still haven't answered the
I
question.
genuinely don't know. Like,
Okay, fair.
What happens if they do? Like, what happens if they get Champions League natural qualification for the league? Because they're gonna win that fucking.
You don't get Champions League qualification for that.
You
I know you
Europa
don't,
for
but
that.
somebody else will have to. Do you get? If
So
somebody,
probably the team who finishes second will get Europa League.
Is that what it
that's,
is?
yeah, that's.
Like, I mean, as in the final. Whoever Chelsea play in the final.
No. It gets transferred to our league.
It will be our league though, so that's what I'm saying. How many
league
European
gets
spots a week?
transferred.
We're gonna have like what
could
10
have-
Are you sure
European
it gets
spots?
transferred to our
Yeah,
league?
yeah, it
They're
gets
saying,
transferred.
they're saying there's a world where there could be 11 teams in Europe.
I think it's nine.
That's what I'm saying. How
crazy.
many
Nah,
British
11
teams
as
are
well.
gonna be in Europe next
That's
year?
so
Could be
crazy.
better if we win the competitions. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
if in the competition, it'll be a lot.
Because wait, does FA Cup winners still get a Europa League then?
Yeah, so I think they were saying
So-
that if City win, then it goes to. There's another space that opens up for Europa League. Innit?
There
So,
could be.
but
There could
that's
be a
FA,
lot.
That's
an FA
full
Cup
Europa
win
League.
gets you European football, innit?
That's 4 Europa League places then.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's why all the you see Brighton today against Newcastle, they're fighting, bro. Bournemouth came to us yesterday. They needed to win, didn't it?
Yeah,
think
a
they've
lot of
gone to
teams might
eighth
end
now.
up in Europe, bro. English football's gonna be like. There's gonna be a lot of teams in Europe next season still.
They've all got bread.
And I feel like we're
This
gonna
league is
continuously like. I feel like a lot of those mid-table teams as well. They can do well in conference and stuff like that.
Conference, I feel like the top 15 in look how we're United are in the Europa League. Every single club in the Premier League could win conference.
That's a lie.
Every single club in the Premier League.
No, bar the
Bro,
two that got relegated.
Even the relegated team, every single team
That's a
in the Premier
That's a
League
drag.
could
Stop,
win conference.
Stop
bro.
being silly, man.
If United, who are 15th, are making Europa League final, the conference is 10 steps below that.
Yeah,
Tell
the
me why
con-
Southampton
conference,
couldn't do
those
it.
teams are scrubs, though. Those teams are.
I can't lie though. I don't like the narratives of you know how United are like 14th, 15th, and then Bilbao are like 4th, and they were like, oh, this means the Premier League's better. If you man watched that game before the first goal, and they went down to
Bilbao
10
was cooking them, bro.
Bilbao
Bilbao was
went-
cooking them.
We're gonna get onto Europe, though. We're gonna get onto Europe, guys. We're gonna get quickly on.
Successful watch. It was unsuccessful. innit?
Naki Williams should have scored like 2 goals, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
it's
but it
mad.
was
this is
unsuccessful,
live.
innit?
This is
Yeah, I
live,
was
innit?
watching for them to lose. They didn't lose.
But we're coming on to Europa, please. You guys. But yeah, moving forward. So Chelsea might make top 5. Liverpool are champions of England. Just to remind you again.
So ugly.
Going on to yeah, it don't sound right.
sound right.
Don't
Don't
sound
feel
right.
right.
Yeah, it's just,
Match roundup. So to be honest, apart from the Arsenal game, I'm not too interested in what's here. This is the reason why I watched some La Liga
Newcastle
this week.
1-1.
But Newcastle Brighton 1-1. Yeah.
Newcastle were horrible.
They had like 2 penalties disallowed.
yeah.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were hoping for, and then they finally got a penalty under who got tackled. I think
It was a handball, bro.
handball. That's from a free kick. And then Isak took the pen and
Yes.
sorted it home. But what was weird about the game was the Minter celebration. Like,
Yeah, I didn't
That
get
was strange.
it.
What was
I
it?
didn't-
What, did he used to play? He used to play for Newcastle.
Yeah.
So what's he on though? He's just like Alf, man. He's just
I don't
like
know what
Alf.
he played like 5 games for Newcastle, bro. Like, no one cares about that Newcastle.
I hate it when players do stuff like that, man.
It's Alfs. They're too loyal. They're too
No,
loyal.
but you know what it is? Usually you can tell what they mean, innit? Like in this celebration, I didn't understand what he was doing. It was like 4 or 5 things he was doing.
It was like,
we prayed first, yeah. Then he started saying, bro, like, you lot should have sold me. I'm staying there. Then he said sorry. Then there was like 3, 4
Oh
things he
my
was trying to
God.
say.
Would you man celebrate against your old club?
Yeah.
Adebayor, bro. As in,
Yeah.
I'm sprinting to the
if
fans.
it was Arsenal, you celebrate against them.
I would celebrate against Arsenal.
It depends
Yeah,
how
I
long I
played
was at
against
the club
Arsenal, bro.
and what I did at the club. If I'm like a club legend, I'm not celebrating. That's taking a piss.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm a club legend, I could never celebrate.
Yeah, that's taking a
I'll
piss.
just be like, just
Club Legends is different.
So I spent 3 years at the club. I played like 20 games a season. Bro, who cares, man?
If I spend a few years, it depends. If I had a good time there, it would just be I'll celebrate, but just a muted one. But if otherwise, just celebrating. I
You
don't.
ever
I
see
don't.
yourself running in front of the fans.
No, I'm not gonna do the Adebayor thing unless I hate the club. But if it's them ones where like I didn't like the club, they're hostile. Yeah, I'm gonna give it proper. You know what I'm saying? But not Adebayor thing was a bit extra,
So
but
many rubbed things have happened to Arsenal, you know. The more I think about it, just because that's a random example, innit? That's so rubbed.
We had this convo all yesterday.
yeah.
Like, can a man sprint the length of the stadium?
Arsenal are a serious banter club, bro. I don't know why, man. Them, like,
I don't know why people forget.
Yeah, I don't know why they try and chat like
been
this.
us.
Serious.
Even players hated them, bro.
It's crazy, you know.
Yeah. I even feel like that is still there. Like I feel like you see how like a lot of like mid-table teams, you know what I'm saying, and even the lower,
like to take the piss
they
out of
play with
Arsenal.
a little bit extra fire when they play Arsenal. There's still that hate for them.
They know.
It's weird though.
It
Why?
has something to do with Arsenal fans, by the way.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. That's right. And
I
when
don't
you
think
see,
it's, I don't think it's the it's
I
not,
think
not for
it
the
is, you
players
know.
though.
I think
Even
more
the
recently,
players.
it's
Players
definitely
are
been
online.
fans.
Other countries, players are online. They
I don't
see.
think it's that.
Did you
sick.
watch?
Mikel Antonio says he plays with extra vim because he hates the fans.
Did you watch the overlap the other day? Every other rival fan base, even the ones that aren't your rivals, are saying you man are the meatiest fan base, like by a distance. Like,
I take pride in
Troy
that.
Deeney used to hate you, man, for no reason, bro.
I take pride in that. If I'm being honest.
fair.
But cool.
The Arsenal
You guys
game.
lost again. No, we're gonna get to Arsenal. Arsenal's gonna be a little
What,
topic
United?
before. Yeah.
4-3. They don't care about
the
the
league
league.
is irrelevant.
Mason Mount actually scored. I'm so upset.
What's the league to me? Tell me about the league. Chat to me about the league. Where are we?
So you're like 15.
There you go. That's calm. Do your thing.
So you don't
I'm
care.
gonna be shameless if I. In fact, let me wait.
Because if you don't win this, it's mad.
I even think we could capitulate on Thursday. I don't think it's.
Nah,
3-0.
no,
I don't
way.
I OT.
There's no way. There's no
Old
way.
Trafford.
You man have not watched my club
Nah,
in the
but
detail.
you might not
Yeah.
lose free at home though.
You're
man. I'm
unbeaten in
sorry.
the Europa League, no?
What does that mean?
But
It's
been
not
crazy.
happening, bro.
But did you watch that Leon game?
No, I know, but
in that
3-0,
Leon
bro,
game,
come
yeah,
on,
the
man.
only thing that got them through was Fergie's spirit.
Yeah, but bro,
Because I swear down.
3-0 doesn't even make you lose.
Yeah,
It's
you
extra time. You get me? Like they're not
They
losing
got to
that
score
game.
4 goals to win.
Yeah.
We thank God that what's happened.
4-0 to Bilbao at Old
You're
Trafford.
not,
is
you're
never
not going to
happening.
capitulate
Okay,
on
that's
Thursday.
absolutely fine. But all I'm saying is I'll wait to be shameless in it. I'm shameless right now, but I'm gonna be way more. If we win this shit,
What if you lose to Spurs in the final? That's going to be
Oh,
hilarious.
that's even better.
personally, that's impossible to me.
What?
Spurs are beneath me. Like if that happens,
What are you talking about?
I'm being super serious. If we lose to Spurs, yeah, that's the end of my footballing. That's the end of my footballing. Like I
That's
no
what
longer
Carragher's
watch
be
football.
saying.
As someone who's lost to Spurs in the final, don't say that.
When did you lose to
European
Spurs in the final?
final, though.
2008.
Broski, how old were we in 2008? In fact, it doesn't even matter. What I'm saying is,
And it was a Carling Cup.
If United lose to Spurs, yeah, in a European final, that's me done. Just don't
Fair
shout
enough.
me again.
Fair enough. So you're not bothered by the result. You're just thinking about.
Did you watch the game?
I did watch the game. So obviously, there's a couple players that I'm looking for that I want them to show me something.
Chido Obi.
I wish he started more.
You
I can't lie.
dead.
I wish he started more. I've seen enough of Hoyland.
007.
What about Mason?
Yeah,
He
Mason
scored.
Mount. You know what I think about Mason Mount. Even when he came, I never rated him. Why? But
Why and that just made it crazy.
even when he was here, when he came to the club initially, I didn't rate him. I still don't rate him now. I think he could do a job in that system, in Amrim's system, but there's players like Ahmad that I'm seeing. I'm watching him again today.
Cold.
I just get him
cold,
fit,
bro.
give him the minutes, get this guy up to speed for the next couple of games in that final, and we'll be
guaranteed,
fine.
isn't it?
We'll be fine. I have no doubts.
How about the young man you lot have been on him for time, but Garnacho's goal today?
I want him to.
Fantastic,
No,
bro.
but he's capable of doing that though. The problem is he has a high level of inconsistency. So he could do that and then also miss 10 chances in a game. There's a compilation on Twitter going around right now of all of Garnacho's misses throughout the season. It's horrendous. If you watch that, you'll think the guy's a scrub. He's clearly not, because he's capable of scoring world-class goals. If he can we just need him to put everything together, and he'll be a good player. I'm sure. I don't doubt him.
How do you feel about? I can't remember if it was Brentford's second or first goal. There was like a foul, like an injury.
That's football.
You
They're
don't care
going to
about
play
that?
on. Brentford are at home. Like, why would they kick the ball out of play?
But
when they're on
half
the
your
attack?
players did stop
No,
trying
they
to go
did.
to the referee.
I hear it. It's an injustice, but you're at home. If it was roles reversed, United are not kicking the ball out of play. Arsenal not doing that. Chelsea not doing that. Liverpool not doing that. Man, they need to stop complaining. This is football. That's the way I see it.
Yes. Cool. All right. Arsenal. Jalen, talk to me, man.
What's going on?
So I think before we go into, so obviously before we kind of go into Arsenal, they lose to Bournemouth. I'm really surprised. 1 win and 5 now. Genuinely finishing second is now a danger. Like you could certainly not finish second, and obviously as we discussed at the start of the pod,
As long as they make Champions League,
you might even be pulled into a top 5 race. So
but does it matter?
I don't think it matters.
not massively, but I think it's just.
Well, you're
that's
going to
gonna-
say that because you don't believe it makes a difference from 2nd to 17th. I'm saying
I don't think it matters massively, but I don't think Teta would like that, and I don't think the players would like that, and I don't think a lot of the fans would like that.
Their focus on the Champions League, so be understandable.
Can't care less, bro.
Yeah, huh? No, he might not care, but I think a lot of the, I don't think,
Because like
if they win the Champions League, it doesn't matter. Like they could finish
doesn't matter.
fifth.
even if they don't win, there's context behind it. Arsenal were making Champions League anyway. They needed to try to win the Champions League this season. So everything else in the league is going to get abandoned. Your focus is on Wednesday night getting that win against PSG. So who cares if they finish third, fourth? We knew their focus was on Champions League football.
Draws, you know.
I don't. It doesn't really mean much to me.
Say nothing.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't say anything about Arsenal season.
No idea.
What's that sound?
It's from the light.
Slangs, bro.
Oh, okay, so cool.
Like, it doesn't make a difference to Arsenal season. Second, fifth, the Champions League is the important part.
I'm not sure about that. I think it's meaty
explain.
to not finish second, given
Why?
given how long they've been. I mean, given that like you're essentially you're bottling second place. Like I feel like in the league you wanna.
I don't think you can bottle second
A couple of years
place.
ago, they were first for the
cares,
majority of the year. Then they finished second. So
From the
they've
from the
been
point they were
bottom.
out of the title
This
race,
is their history. This is
from the point they were
set
out of the
precedents.
title race, all that mattered was finishing in the top 5.
I don't think so though. I think that's a bit of a redundant way to view league position.
Well,
Why would you? Do you think Arteta wants to finish? Doesn't want to finish second?
Of course, they'd prefer to finish second.
Do you
but
think
it's
the
not-
players
it's
don't
not
want?
a
Yeah, that's what I'm
priority.
saying. It's not.
It's not a priority.
It's not. Listen, between second and fifth, there's no trophy, but you want to finish higher in the league, don't you?
I promise you, we don't care, bro.
You're saying that. I promise you, I'll find Arsenal fans
I'm
who
being-
want to finish
yeah,
second.
but that's-
Arteta wants to
Most
finish
Arsenal
second.
fans
Being
don't
honest,
care about the
being
Premier
real.
League games, bro.
Yeah,
They definitely want to finish second.
They don't care, bro.
But do you know what the problem is though? If they don't care, why did Arteta field such a strong
That's
team?
a question.
So
That's a question.
in my
I'll
opinion, I
answer
wouldn't
that
care.
in a
Also, I'd take the same sort of standpoint that you've taken, but Arteta clearly cares, bro. Because
I personally believe that he done it because he didn't. In the back of his mind, he sees a world where we could finish outside the top 5. I think that's personally where.
Fair enough.
It's not because
I'm not sure,
mathematically it was
Okay.
possible.
Yeah.
So
Still
I think
possible.
if you look at what he said that before we play Crystal Palace, he said the next 2 games are very important so that we can focus on the Champions League. We didn't win either of those games. if we won one of those games, like think about it. If we won one of those games, it's secure, isn't it? So after that, you do what you want. Like if you look at like a few weeks ago, he's rotated the squad quite a few times for these Premier League games, bro. We're not getting results. We played Brentford at home. I saw Zinchenko in midfield. I saw TNA at left back. I saw guys getting rotated everywhere. We drew the game, bro. Full strength team. We drew the game as well. We lost the game yesterday. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, yeah, it's just when it comes to the league, I'll be honest with you. You see like how you man played today, yeah, and I play next week and the week after that. That's how I felt for the last like 2 months. If I'm being very
Arsenal
honest with
playing?
you, yeah, because it's just like
league's
for
been
us,
done.
the league's been done. Yeah, it's been done for time. And
So Premier League has not really.
but what I will
really
say
important.
is that the players should not have that mentality though. Like the fans,
Yeah.
fair enough. Obviously, we're looking at the Champions League, the leagues. Like, what is there really for us in the league? The players though, is very unprofessional, bro. I can't lie. Like the way the man are moving right now is, yeah, it's embarrassing.
You weren't bad in the first half. Though. I feel like first half you made
should've put
quite a
that
few
game- you should've put
chances.
that game to
Declan
the
Rice
bench.
had a chance earlier on as well. He should have taken as well.
Story
So
of the season,
and he
innit?
scored the goal.
Yeah.
What do you feel like that game means going into Wednesday's fixture?
Do you think it will knock the confidence?
Nah, I don't think it. I don't know. For me, the game is still the game, innit? Like before we played Real Madrid,
Separate.
we lost. I think we drew. We dropped points before the Madrid
you
game.
rotated that team. though.
Nah, but not for both legs though. Not for both legs. I think if I'm looking at what that game means, I think it's more the energy at the end of the game is more what's worrying for me. It's like you've played the team, and PSG even rested their goalkeeper.
I can't believe they rested their
He
goalkeeper.
almost the
Yeah,
whole.
whole team.
11.
It's
Only
nuts.
never played.
Zaire was playing right back, bro.
Zaire was
Gee,
captain.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
they
So,
lost as well 2-1. To be fair.
Yeah, but they couldn't give a dash. They're 20 clear.
I actually think it should be other factors that should be affecting Arsenal fans' psyche, and even the players.
which is what.
What factors?
In the back of your mind now, you lot have just said that United are guaranteed going through. You know that there's a possibility we could win a trophy. But what's even worse is that Tottenham equally have the same amount of.
either, though.
No, but
Tottenham winning Europa League is
the problem is
nasty for you,
doesn't
man,
bother
bro.
me.
No,
That's an L.
I'm just
Tottenham
being
winning
real- I'm
the-
being
It's
real.
no,
Okay, no,
bro.
okay.
It's nasty.
you
Okay,
man
maybe
played
for
in-
you, maybe for you personally, yeah, it's not nothing to you.
For Arsenal Football
But
Club,
for the club as a whole,
You see
Tottenham
me.
winning
You lot don't have
the
the
European
European legacy. You're gonna let Tottenham
Again,
get
though. Let me
one.
say something to you.
That's shocking.
And you man played in Europa and you bottled it, you know.
I couldn't care less about what happens in that competition because we are us. You look at Spurs last season, yeah? Their fans went into that last game against Man City and they didn't want to win the game because of us. And where did they end up? Outside of the Champions League. Now you're looking at them in 15th place. Focus on yourself. You get what I'm saying? I don't care what Spurs. That's a competition. If it's the Champions League, it's a whole different conversation, bro. I'll be honest with you.
You're thinking
you
about,
can't flex Europa League to me. I'm sorry.
You're thinking about the now, yeah. I'm thinking about
I am, yes.
the
I
legacy of both clubs.
I don't care, bro.
People have bantered Arsenal for their European legacy.
Let them keep doing it, bro.
Spurs also get a similar type of banter.
Arsenal. If Arsenal fans...
Spurs winning a European trophy in the 21st century is going to look shocking for Arsenal Football Club, bro.
If Arsenal fans decide to get triggered by that, that's their own, bro. Me personally, I could
so plenty of them will
not
get
care.
triggered, though.
So that's just you, innit? You won't get triggered, innit? But I'm saying your fan base as a whole, yeah, that's gonna damage the psyche.
That's
the
good for them, bro.
No, but
that's
not
got
just-
nothing
not
to do
just
with
them,
me.
though. The players.
I don't represent the fan base. I
Of course
represent
not.
myself.
But I'm saying
You get me?
those players as well, yeah, them man should have more in their chest for this Wednesday. I expect them to die on the pitch, you know. I'm not an Arsenal fan.
Oh no, same.
That's the final for you.
I think those
but
players
not because
have
of
to-
Spurs.
Not because of Spurs, no, because of other factors. But of course,
Arsenal, yeah.
of course, just Arsenal as a whole. I expect them men to down at that. So I think it's going to be a great game.
Nah, man. Do you know what it is? You see with
So
Arsenal
on
right
the
now.
Champions League, we're gonna come to that though.
Yeah. But I think with Arsenal right now, it's just a lot of our fans are making arguments based on, I feel like, just desperation right now. It's like they've been so close for so long, and you know they go school, they go into the workplace, and they're rubbing shoulders with guys that are supporting rival teams. They're bantering them throughout the years. They've taken beatings. We've taken 8-2, 6-0. We've gone 9 years without winning a trophy. Now we're, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've taken a lot of pain, bro. So a lot of the arguments now, like, I don't think people are arguing with actual sense.
They're not arguing with sense,
Like,
though.
you're not, like, it's almost like, yeah, it's like, there's so many different parts of the fan base now that represent different, like, arguments in it. Like, you've got the people that are, you know, onto Arteta. There's people that are onto the board. There's people that are onto players. There's people that are onto the mentality of the team. But it's almost like you can't represent more than one. It's almost like you only got to be in one corner, and that's you. But you can't have like a overall look and say, oh, there's multiple things going on that are wrong right now.
What
Do you know what I'm saying? It's a mess. That's what I'm saying.
But anyway, just
How
quickly,
can it be? Why is your club a mess? You're second in the Premier League. You're in the semi-final of the Champions League. Why
That's
is
what I'm
it-
saying.
they
why is
don't
the
win.
club a
So
mess?
they don't win.
No,
And
listen,
Arsenal and
listen.
It makes no sense.
I'll ask you, man, now.
it's because they don't win, and Arsenal think that they should be.
This is a question for you, look, as rival fans. If you were to look at Arsenal's situation right now, yeah, from the outside, in the next 5 years, do you think we win a major trophy?
Yeah,
Do I think you win a major trophy?
Yeah.
yeah. I think you will. Yeah.
I feel like this season's making me want to say no.
Because
I was
I
gonna
think
say-
Arsenal fans are saying, Arsenal fans I think now have got to the point where they don't see that possibility in it. But I think
because of
if
this
you were
season, maybe not.
no,
If-
100%.
If you asked me this last season, I would have said 100% yes.
Yeah.
The only problem I have now is Slaughter's come and batted up this league. Man City will not be shit again next year. I don't know where are you gonna get the
For me, it's not even about the other teams. It's about Arsenal. What I've seen from Arsenal themselves this season.
This is we're gonna keep the star that we're gonna come back to that in a
Because
second.
what I've seen from Arsenal, what I've seen from Arteta this season, they didn't find the solution. And
they've regressed.
yeah,
in my opinion,
last
they've
season
regressed.
they were
That's
not
exported
sure.
though, man.
No. But when I say regressed, I mean I said this before. So the style of football you guys had a couple of years ago, top tier. I
even
loved
that-
watching it, and you lot were winning majority
Even
of games.
even
it is
even
a
that.
regression.
But you were
he's right.
you were
No, no, no,
but you were proactive in terms of winning games.
How's that not
You're
expected though? Well, we had this conversation at the start of the season, Jules, yeah, and guys asked me, "Do you think you're going to beat Man City this season?" What did I
You
say?
said no.
I said no. Why did I say that?
You don't
Because
believe
we
you're
did not
gonna-
address
100%,
what was
yeah.
needed in the summer. Yeah, we
Which is
came
a
out the
bad sign.
we came out the Bayern Munich game, and everybody, not just Arsenal fans, pundits,
everybody.
rival fans, it was very obvious. You do not have the superstar. You don't have the X factor. You don't have the attackers to win the games. Yeah, you go into the summer, and I'm getting Raheem Sterling on deadline day.
Yeah.
We're not a serious institution, bro. That's the season was done before it started, in my opinion. Innit? Just because you're going into the dressing room, yeah, you are trying to convince a manager that has bled for the club over the last like 3-4 years, tried to put this project together, yeah, and hasn't got over the line. He needs help. That's the reality. Any manager in that situation needs help.
Sporting director.
The players, there's still a young squad that clearly are not capable of getting over the line because the quality. The guy to take them over the line is not there. They don't have a salary in the squad right now. I don't believe that there's someone there in the forward line. In the forward line.
Every club needs one player to take them over the line.
No, but you need experience, bro. Where's the experience in the team coming from in terms of like the winning mentality?
Wasn't the signing of Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus meant to bring
Bro,
experience to the
wait.
team?
Them are
Yeah.
not
So
saying
what I'm saying
and then
is,
Havertz,
but
Champions
again,
League
I look
winner.
at the squad and I look at the manager. In the summer, they finished 2 points off Man City. Yeah, they've done what they needed to do in the run. In my opinion, I can't fault them for losing one game against Aston Villa in 18 matches. So, who is it next that you're gonna give to them to give them the confidence that all right, cool, next season we're gonna be better than Man City? Because I told you, look, when you go Power League, yeah, and you look have you know your star guy on the pitch, Yeah, we had a guy called V, Portuguese, doesn't speak English, bro. The guy, you pass the ball into him, bro, he's scoring. You know what I'm saying? 5-6 goals. The week after,
you're confident.
he's not there, bro. We're on the pitch, yeah. You see, we were grinding for that first 30 minutes, yeah. As soon as that man went 2-3 goals up, the confidence was gone, bro. We said, nah, it's not even possible. There's no one on the pitch to even get us back into the game. Yeah, I think people think that these men are not normal human beings, bro. Like the psychology of this thing, yeah, has to relate from the way that we see football to the way that professionals see football, bro.
Probably.
If you don't have someone on the pitch that you believe can turn the game around for you when you're struggling,
But just-
or
you-
something else,
You say that, but
you're
I
gonna
don't
struggle.
I don't feel like the Arsenal team goes into any game thinking they can't beat the opposition.
It's not about that though, bro. What I'm saying
If
to
you
you
do
is,
that,
no.
week-
Listen,
if you do that
listen,
week by
listen.
week, you can win a league.
No, but
bro.
listen. What I'm saying to you is, yeah, you see, after 22-23, we capitulated at the end of the season, yeah, for whatever reason. Declan Rice coming in that summer was a sign of progression, regardless, because it's a statement to the league.
Yeah.
He's signing a £100 million player. That's the first time Arsenal have ever done that. So it's progression. You're saying even though that you've taken a step back, now you've taken that step forward. So the following summer, that's the same thing I expected. In my opinion, I feel like that summer window made rival teams, and it also made our fans and potentially even our players and the manager think, oh, you know what, this is the same old Arsenal. It said, for me, it undone a lot of the work, like mentally and around the culture that we're trying to build, and saying, all right, cool, we've come out of this era of, we're not a serious institution. That last summer for me, that's a summer that I would expect from 10 years ago.
That's crazy, man. But anyway, just kind of, I can't lie. We're going on a long-winded thing about Arsenal. We're sounding all too understanding and everything like that. Jalen, I've got a couple of questions for you, man. I have to, man.
Okay.
So it's funny, like, yeah, you talk about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you didn't do enough to beat City. But obviously, we know, I posted it last week when Liverpool won the league. You know what I'm saying?
Twice.
With 4 games to go. Oh, yes, I did. With 4 games to go.
I reposted it twice.
He's a view farmer.
I don't even message you. He said, "Oh, I need you to come on."
Yeah, with 4 games to go. But bro, it wasn't me. The fans asked for you to come on. They want you to, they want you to answer for your statement. You said, you know, at the beginning of this season that Liverpool are irrelevant in this title race, and if there is any way that City drop off, Arsenal will definitely win this league.
And answer this without saying the word injuries, please.
With 4 games to go,
Why?
Liverpool have won the league.
Why?
Because that's the only thing you're going to say.
But why though?
No,
What's
don't.
the reason that Man City did with the league?
Because Rodri wasn't there.
So what's that injuries?
Okay, a major
Oh,
injury.
okay.
But he
Cool.
was out for the whole-
So it's
he was
relevant
out
for
the
one
whole
team,
season.
but the other team is not
He was
relevant.
out for the whole season.
What does that mean, bro?
It means you had Saka for like 75% of the season, yes or no?
3 months he was out.
You still had
3
him for
months
the
he was
majority
out.
of the season.
Like I said, anyway. Go on.
No, I'm saying,
what
yeah.
you
So
wanna
obviously now Liverpool have won the league with 4 games to spare. Do you know what I'm saying? We're easy. You know what I'm saying? I feel good. So I want you to explain to me how have City dropped off, you know, and how have Arsenal ended up, what is it, 15 points afar from Arsenal? From
I think
Liverpool,
it's
sorry. Might not even finish second. Explain. What happened?
I think it was a domino effect. There's multiple things.
You know, it's whatever you say is gonna make me laugh. Innit?
Yeah.
Alright,
It's a domino effect.
Go and explain the domino effect to me.
I don't mind judging that. I think it's a domino effect. But
Okay.
what I also want to say is though is that when I made that statement, them same circumstances that we spoke about on that day did not exist throughout the season. And I'm gonna say that again because when we were here at the start of the season, and we
Lord.
made our predictions.
Okay.
I predicted City to finish ahead of Arsenal in the circumstances that Rodri was fit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I said if they fall off, then
Arsenal
Arsenal
are
have to be
next
next
up.
up. In the circumstances that we still had everything that we needed available to win the league. And unfortunately, that has not transpired.
So you
that's
think
why we have fallen off.
So you
do
think
you
it's
mean?
just the
That's
injuries?
part of the reason.
You
That's
think it's
part of
just the
reason.
injuries?
No, I don't think it's just the injuries.
Okay. Do
I
you
think-
feel
I
like
think
you owe
there's-
Liverpool an apology?
No, I don't. I don't. I
But,
stand on what I
but
said. I
have,
would
have
say it
Liverpool
again.
not been better than you thought you were? Because, you know, we've
I don't
gone on,
think
we've
so,
been
no.
consistent and we've won the
Really?
league.
You don't think Liverpool have been better than you thought they would be?
Not really, no.
that's
based
cap. When
not
did
based
you-
not based
For
on
me,
what I
they
said.
definitely are.
Because everyone predicted Liverpool would drop off this season. Every single person thought they'd be,
No.
they'd be
Me-
worse than last
we
season.
had this conversation.
Liverpool have been
I
better
didn't say
than
that.
last season.
I didn't say
Before
that.
we played you, I said we'd beat you. I think this was like.
I remember.
This was
Yeah, I
like-
didn't say
this
that.
was a few months ago. Like, I was watching Liverpool and I couldn't understand how good they were. You man definitely.
I didn't put Liverpool with Chelsea, bro. You can go if you actually look at the clip and what
Okay.
I said.
Yeah,
I
you say
said
there's a gap.
there's a gap between Chelsea and Liverpool. So I still
Okay.
had you lot on the other side of it. What I did say was that I felt like you lot would fall away at the end of the season. However,
But we
they ain't
didn't.
even no race for you lot to even be tested and all of that. So all of them factors we were talking about ain't even there.
Fair enough.
it's as
Fair
simple
enough.
as that, really,
So no apology. No apologies
I
to
ain't got
Liverpool.
nothing to say to these Liverpool fans. I ain't got nothing to say. I've got nothing to say.
This is
Fair
toxic.
enough.
All season, this could be arguably.
I can't lie. You should have given Ayo a guard of honor when he was coming into the studio. Bro.
He should have,
Yeah,
you
one
know.
man got the ball.
Yeah.
But go on.
Are you going to congratulate them at least then?
Why?
What do you mean why? They won the league.
Am I congratulating this guy for? I'm not doing that.
JG, man. JG, man. So bitter. So bitter.
Man, we got a Champions League coming.
It's
better
no
win
worry.
that one.
It's
We
no
got,
worries,
we got
man.
a champion. We got bigger fish to fry. This guy was telling me they're the best in Europe. What happened to that prediction?
They got popped by the team that's gonna
Pop
be
you.
like
Let's
potentially
see.
beat
Let's
Man.
see. Let's see.
You're one down.
At home as well.
Yeah, cool.
Arsenal play better away from him anyway.
I think it's gonna be good, man.
All right, let's move on to Europe. Since I think that's the interesting thing still going on in football. Since Liverpool wrapped up with the league with 4 games to spare.
You said
Bro,
it's
okay.
bare time
Oh,
to that.
it ain't gonna be the last. It ain't gonna be the last,
They're
bro.
like one of the worst.
I can
Premier
assure
League
you,
I want to
man.
ask you a question.
We need to get onto that. As
Is
well.
this Premier League win exciting for you?
Feels good.
Generally,
No,
is it-
we made it too easy, so it's not that exciting.
okay.
We made
Yeah, I don't
that's the
think- I
reality.
don't think they're happy with it, really. I don't think the rest of the league is looking at it and saying, "Right, Liverpool won the league that weekend."
Look what Chelsea won.
Do you know the amount of things that happened that weekend?
That's
There was so much talk about other things. It was so
I
irrelevant.
didn't even know Liverpool won the league.
That's
That
fantastic,
weekend.
but I
Bro,
did, and I'm reminding you about it right now, man. It's
Usually
all
the
good,
whole
man.
league would know.
Before we get into Europe, Harry Kane, Bundesliga winner.
Oh, well done to
Congratulations.
him,
I'm happy,
man.
man. I'm happy.
Well done to him, man. Honestly speaking, it was good to see him get a trophy, man. He's a player who's been world class for so long. Scored so many goals. It's crazy that it's taken this long, but it was actually nice to see him get a trophy. I felt actually so bad for him last week when he thought that they
yesterday,
had
bro.
it. Huh?
It was
Oh, yesterday.
yesterday.
Sorry, I even said last week. Yesterday, he thought that they had it. He was celebrating with his family when they went 3-2 ahead with not too long ago. And then Leipzig literally comes down in his tracksuit to get ready to celebrate. And then they equalise in like the last minute. I was like, bro, he just won't get his moment.
Even
but he's
him
got it
winning
now.
it today is like, okay, he won it because the other team like drew. It's
Yeah.
like,
But it's,
next
I
year,
don't think...
I'm gonna watch
I
the
don't
trophy
think
lift.
he don't care.
I don't
I'm
think he
gonna watch
cares,
the
man.
trophy lift.
You get it how you get it.
I just hated the narrative that the guy. Some people still think. So some people didn't think he was world class because he hasn't won a trophy. I think that's bullshit.
Some people, they can't.
Watching, if
Say
you watch,
you ain't got to win trophies to be world class, yeah?
well, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You got to
I think
perform.
it helps. It helps in terms of your legacy. But if you as a player,
After your career matters.
you think
Nah,
so?
but I'll be honest with you.
After your
though.
career
Do
matters.
you know what? Do
What
you
if
know
you
why
play
they
in a
question him?
meaty
Though?
team?
Do you know why they question him? Yeah, it's because when you look at the type of strikers that he's put in conversations with, yeah, like the
They all have
Benzema's, the
trophies.
Agueros, all of these. Man. It's not-
Yeah.
I don't think it's just about the trophies. I think if you actually look at part of the reason why Kane's teams haven't won is because he hasn't turned up sometimes as well.
Yeah, I
don't
think
think
some
it
of the
is.
time.
I don't
Sometimes,
disagree,
sometimes.
But Amanda scoring 30 plus, you got to get help from somewhere.
Oh, no,
You get me?
100%.
But I also
100%.
feel like people are a bit harsh. Like he played for Spurs. You know what I'm saying? Spurs, like he's performed in big games for Spurs and done things for Spurs, but Spurs
he hasn't for England,
Spurs
though.
just don't get over the line. England, yeah, to be fair.
And I think that
But again,
that's
England are.
that's where the European scene sees Harry Kane, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Because he ain't always playing Champions League.
But you look at Bayern. I feel like people are doing it again with Bayern. In the first leg against Inter Milan, he missed a really good chance. To be fair, but then in the second leg, he scored a banging goal. Do you know what I'm saying? Played well as well, and then Bayern end up going up. But then nobody talks about that.
Once you have a reputation, it's very hard to shake off if you're still giving people, ammunition. You know what I'm saying? So when you give them that in the first leg, the second leg doesn't outweigh that, bro.
Oh,
I think
just
trophies
be
matter.
rounded. I think people should be rounded when they just argue, man.
I think trophies matter for Kane because after his career finishes, when a couple years down the line, when people who are around who weren't watching him play as much as we have, all they're gonna think back, he won no trophies. That's all they're gonna know. He won no trophies. Yeah, he scored a couple goals. He won no trophies. Like even Alan Shearer won the Premier League. You get, and he's still talked about in a.
Do you think Shearer's legacy would be not legacy, but like the way he's spoken about, be any different without that though?
About what?
Without
Premier
that
League.
Premier League, because I don't think a lot of the younger gen really know that he won a Premier League with Blackburn.
Would it be different?
I think a lot of them
I
just
feel
know for the
like
goal
the
record.
older
Yeah, they're just
generation,
known for the goal
the
record,
older,
innit?
the older generation talk about him in a certain light because he's also won the Premier League.
That's true. Though. That's true. My dad says he won the Premier League with Blackburn. He says that. That's even how I knew how I got to find out when I was younger. I didn't even know the guy played for Blackburn.
Most people don't. Actually.
I think
most,
if
most people know him from the Newcastle days.
Newcastle days when I was younger. That's what
It's
I knew.
more the
him from.
goal record for me though. His goal record is
Yeah, and then the goal record,
Yeah, okay, but with the goal record, like he has the goal record, but people don't see him as a. Some people don't even put him in the top 5 strikers in Premier League.
But anyway, tangent. We're not here to talk about Shearer. Moving on to European football. I think we should start with that Inter-Barca game. My word, that's one of the best games I've ever watched.
Ever.
Yeah, man. No, well, in Europe. Like that was a sick game, bro.
It was good quality.
You didn't rate that game.
That was a good game. I mean,
Whatever. What in recent years, man? In recent years in the Champions League, it's proper up there. It's probably the game of the season for me. It was so action packed. Watching Yamal have a performance like that as well. Some of the goals. It was a great game, man. I was on the edge of my seat throughout, man.
It's very good.
I think the first thing to talk about is Lamine Yamal. Is he the best player in the world right now? That's what people are saying.
Though, man, the standard's not high, man. It's easy to stand out.
But is he the best player in the world? Stop with the negative talk. Like, is he the best?
There's a few
him,
candidates,
Dembele, like
candidates right now.
Mohamed Salah.
I think it's just
Salah's
a
dropped
thing
off second half of the season.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think it's a very mad time to be like saying who's the best. And we're just out from the semi-final or there's a Champions League final coming.
That's what people. I put the question there because people are saying that he's the best player in the world.
But I think we gotta wait and see how the next month transpires before we decide. Right.
So does it matter what he wins or what?
I think it does, yeah. Because you look at like Dembele now, like you look at the guys that are basically involved in that conversation. Like Rafinha's even in the Ballon d'Or convo.
But I think it's different.
Ballon d'Or, he's the best player in the world.
Yeah, I think exactly. That's a different question.
So how far do you think someone like Dembele is right now away from Yamal?
I don't think he's far.
I don't think Yamal's the best player in the world though.
So who do you think?
I think Yamal's a more talented player than Dembele.
I feel like the best player in the world is probably a midfielder right now, I'll be honest with you.
Who?
You think so?
Declan Rice.
Who do you think?
I feel like there's a couple people we could talk about right now. You could talk about the likes of Pedri, who was actually good in that game as well. Talk about the likes of Vitinha, who players are playing who are at their best.
Do you think Vitinha is the best player in the world?
This is my problem with the whole.
For me, it's a form thing. It's a
No,
form
Ballon
thing.
d'Or's a different thing. Ballon d'Or's a form thing. I'm talking about. This is what I was saying. This is a different question. Who's the best player in the world? Yamal is the best player ability-wise in the world.
Mbappe.
But how can you say that though? Because
Mbappe in terms of
You said ability-wise, Mbappe.
ability-wise, it could be Dembele as well.
no.
Ability-wise,
No.
Why not? Why not?
Why can't it be Dembele?
Mbappe's a better player than him, for instance.
Years ago, people were talking about Dembele was more talented than natural gifts. Dembele's probably
he's
the most
not.
naturally
I'll be honest.
gifted.
I'll be honest with you, man. I still think Mbappe is number one.
Yeah,
no,
Mbappe
he's
is still number
Mbappe.
one. In terms of like the level of football that you see when he's on game, it's Mbappe.
So what's your question then? If it's not,
Well, that was the question.
Okay, Mbappe.
But I think Yamal might be second because I when you said Mbappe, I was like fairs, but I think Yamal's the most talented. I think he will, from the players I see, I think his peak would be the best. Like
Like I
he's
said, for me,
mental.
it's always moments is going to impact everyone's mindset towards that, and I think he's always guaranteeing moments right now. So he's always giving you something to argue for because he's scoring goals like the one that he scored the other day, the one that he almost scored, the one that hit the bar. Like the moments he's giving you, it's very hard to argue
playing with a lot
against.
of confidence as well.
Bro,
Yeah, the
he's
confidence
serious,
is
bro.
mad.
Brazy,
It's mad.
bro.
It's the way he talks though. He's not guessing.
Bro,
Like,
in
he's
his
talking.
interviews, he's talking, you
He's
know.
really.
Yeah, he talks
You get me?
smoky. I can't lie. And I just feel like he always says, "I just go there to enjoy myself," and that's exactly how he plays. Is he a better player than Saka for you? Because that's what some
I
people
said the
will
other
say.
day. I said the other day, yes, but it's based on moments again. Like,
You've always got onto Saka, bro, moments.
yeah, I always do. Yeah, but that's because it's moments like the one that Yamal had the other day that make someone say this is the best player in the world, and I don't think Saka has enough of those, innit?
But then when you look at Saka, because even against
He has
PSG,
moments.
Saka he didn't have any joy out of Mendes. He drifted off to the left,
He
ripped a
did.
couple men, and then, but for
Yeah.
the most part of the game, he was.
I know, but
It
let me
was a good
put
battle.
it this way. Let me put it this way.
It was a
yeah.
good battle.
good
But
battle.
I'm gonna say this to you. Yeah. If you had the best player in the world on the pitch for you in your front three, yeah, and you're going to PSG 1-0 away, would you be as deflated as the Arsenal fans are right now?
Arsenal fans are Arsenal fans, bro. That's
No, but-
I feel
But
like
would you though?
Arsenal fans are pessimistic.
yeah,
I think
regardless.
I think Saka's all round game and like consistency
better than-
is better.
So do I.
But like I said, when it comes to those conversations at the top end, it's always going to be the moments that's going to make someone stand out. It's always going to be like that. You look at the Euro
moments make the
semis.
biggest difference. That's how you win the trophies. That's how you like cement a legacy.
People win Ballon d'Ors off moments at the business end. You get it? So if Saka really thinks that he's the best player in the world or he wants to be, a game like Wednesday, he has to do what Yamal done last week. He has
Do you
to.
think he'll do that?
I don't. Do you know what it is? He's capable, but it's just I
it's-
don't have confidence.
It's
in
also
it.
about systems as well.
Of course,
look
no,
at
of
the type
course,
football
of
Flick
course.
plays. Flick wants his wingers like attacking their fullback. He wants their wingers like creating
George,
chances.
let me say it's like the NBA. Yeah? If you go to the wrong team in the NBA and you're not in an MVP conversation, yeah, it's because you went to the wrong side. You're playing in the wrong
Saka
system,
didn't
bro.
go to the wrong team.
No, I'm not saying he went to the wrong team, but I'm saying
That's what it is,
if you
isn't it?
want to be at the top,
So he should leave.
If that's his, if he feels like he needs to go to the next level, yeah, and Arsenal are not winning trophies in 2-3 years time, Saka's gonna have to sit down and he's gonna have to say, all right, cool, you know what, it's too much. Of
course he will.
I've got to leave,
I
bro.
think 2-3 years is too long then.
Okay, well, obviously that's a different conversation, but I'm saying to you, we can't keep using the system as a reason as to why someone is behind someone else, because eventually you just got to look at it and say, what do we have to look at right now?
Just quickly though, you said that you still feel like Mbappe is better than Yamal. Why?
In terms of pure ability, as you said, if they're playing at their best, and Mbappe is a better player.
Explain.
Better finishing. Yes, Yamal's dribbling is incredible, but I've seen Mbappe get past players just as easily as well off the left channel. I'd like to see Mbappe back on the left channel. I'll be honest. I know he's played that role in the centre forward this season, but we've seen him at his best on the left channel, and I want him back there.
And do you think Yamal across his career at his best, can he be a better player than Mbappe ever was?
Yamal's 17, so of course he can. But I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, no.
Like we
just got to get the arguments out.
With experience, Yamal will get more consistent. He'll be a better finisher as well, because Yamal's finishing is a bit here and there.
It's a bit erratic right now, yeah.
When he's older, that's going to come out of his game. He's going to know what he's good at, what he's not good at. 100% he could be the next big thing in world football.
I think it's got to the point where like the top players in the world now, it's not like Ronaldo and Messi era where it's like, even if they don't win, you know those are the top two. I think now is very dependent on
winning
performances and winning. Okay. That's going to separate who's the best player in the world.
I feel like Yamal will get to that point though. I think like by the time he's in early 20s, I think he's going to be the bona fide best player. Like
Ronaldinho.
I think any sort of more development, he's fucked already. He's already nearly there. To me, he's already.
I'm saying when it all comes together in his early 20s.
To me, he's already nearly at the world class, like as in that level.
World class already.
But as in terms of if he's consistent in any way throughout a season, obviously. You're saying moments is what he's had, and which is what separates him from Saka. If he's consistent in any way, it's extremely.
I think the biggest difference and why he will get to that stage is because of the pure audacity to do things, bro.
Yeah,
the confidence.
And he's a teenager. Man, on different. When you're watching a teenager, you're more looking at moments because they don't have the maturity to perform consistently. They will make some mistakes. They don't have things. To be fair, your man doesn't actually make a lot of mistakes. I would say he doesn't have composure. Yeah, that's the only thing he has. Not all the time. Sometimes he's very composed. Sometimes it kind of leaves him. You can tell, especially like the biggest thing is the finishing. Like sometimes he overthinks it, and I can just tell. But that's all gonna come, bro.
Of course.
Like he's a confident kid, and then it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be actually crazy.
Do you think he's ever gonna be a numbers guy though?
I think the numbers will come. The numbers will come.
To what degree?
I think they'll be.
What numbers is he on now?
I think they'll be brazy, bro.
What is he? 100 games, something like 56 goals and assists. He's played 100 games for Barcelona.
Yeah, bro. The numbers are gonna come, bro. I think he's gonna like I said, when I look at Lamine Yamal as a talent,
they're not like Salah numbers. Is what I'm saying. They're not like they're not gonna be like a Messi or Ronaldo numbers.
We don't know that though.
I honestly don't think you can put a cap on him. I don't know if they're going to get to that amount, but I think he's going to start clocking in a lot of numbers. Like, honestly, when I look at him as a talent, I'll say it right here. When I compare him to Messi, I honestly feel like Messi just has explosion. Kind of like, I don't know, like pace and...
Messi just has explosion.
Over him. Over Yamal.
More than that, bro.
Over Yamal.
Messi has everything else.
What else does he have over Yamal?
Messi had everything, bro.
As a kid, Messi's finishing developed.
Yeah, but...
In terms of Yamal, you're seeing the capability to bend it in the far post. You're seeing the dribbling.
Messi went from the age of 18 to like 22, 23. Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy.
Mad level.
The jump was brazy.
The jump was brazy. But when I'm looking at Yamal, what I'm seeing from a 17-year-old, I think he has the capability to jump like that, bro. The dribbling is perfection. The finishing in terms of like the top end where you can see some of the finishing, the way he bends it.
Dribbling was better.
Do you know what it is?
The passing.
But
I think he just doesn't have pace. I think the actual dribbling is insane.
He's had 100 games, bro. Like, forget the age thing, yeah. Let's talk about actual football experience.
Yeah.
He's had 100 games. So we're not looking at a normal 17-year-old. Like Messi at the same age and Ronaldo, I think they played like 10 games, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So to compare
10,
them...
He said.
Yeah, it was
they don't play that.
Age.
Yeah, barely. I was looking at it the other day. So like when we're comparing them, the fact that he's been able to play that many games is saying a lot. But the level of development that he's had over those 100 games, like if we were to compare that to Messi and Ronaldo at 100 games, it's a different conversation.
I think Yamal's honestly gonna end his career with a couple of Ballon d'Ors. I think he's gonna go to a
probably.
I think he's gonna go to a crazy level, and I think he'll have a period of time in his prime where he will be.
He will be.
I don't think so.
I think he could be.
Like when Neymar first came in.
When Neymar was 17.
No, not 17, but like when he first came to Barca.
He has more confidence.
No, not yet. He's not that level yet.
Neymar
was shaky his first like month or two.
He's not that level yet, but my point is, I think he can get. I don't think there's a cap on him really.
better than
He's not going to be as good as Messi
but
in
my
his
point- my
prime
point
as like
is
that.
more-
But I think he's going to be
You know what it is? I
certainly
think
like a
sometimes
Neymar.
we talk in absolutes. When a player's young, yeah, we just expect them always to get to the level that they're supposed to get
Doesn't
to
always
potential.
happen.
Yeah, I'm saying to you, we saw Neymar. I know he didn't win one because Messi and Ronaldo were there.
Yeah.
But we've seen how he's tailed off. We look at like the likes of Bale, Hazard, all of these guys. They didn't reach that, upper echelon.
But Bale and Hazard weren't as talented as Neymar. I don't regret anything I said about Neymar's talent because he was that talented. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's what I'm talking about in terms of Yamal. I'm seeing talent there, which I think is definitely like if it goes the way it should go, he should be a player that dominates
stopped growing?
world football.
I think he's still getting taller.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Going back to his stats, he's got 6 goals and 12 assists in the league.
In a team that attacks bare.
It's not crazy.
That's the same
He's
as Saka,
17.
But he was injured as well, isn't it?
He's 17.
Yeah, I'm
Stop
just
that,
saying,
stop that.
it's
You're talking about
numbers
best player
right
in the
now,
world,
it's
bro.
not crazy.
I don't
Yeah,
wanna
he's
hear
not the
second.
best player in the world right now.
You said the
But
second.
this is the problem though. It shouldn't just be numbers because obviously Rafinha's numbers are nuts, innit? You look at Rafinha's stats in comparison to his, and it's night and
everything.
day.
Though.
everything
It's
together.
everything.
But
though.
but when you watch them, there's 2 players that clear Rafinha every game. Pedri and Yamal are better than
Of
Rafinha
course, of
every
course.
game. When you're watching it, it's not even. I'm not looking at them. It's not even a debate in terms of talent. Numbers is skewed people's perception. It's skewed.
I don't think you need Messi numbers. You don't need 50 goals a season. You don't need 70 goals and assists. But I feel like a player that you're calling the best player in the world should be getting at least.
He's not the best player
let's
in the
say
world.
15 to 20 goals in the league in the season.
Yes, he should.
You
But he's not.
expect
He's
that.
not the best
fair
player
enough.
in the world right now. What we spoke about was ability-wise. Ability-wise, after Mbappe, I think it's him. But of course, guys like Salah, guys like Dembele, they're better players than him. Even Saka's might
I think
be.
Saka's a better player.
think
than
Saka's
him.
a
Yeah,
better
Saka
player.
might be. I'm not sure.
But again, though, it's development. How many games? Saka's had so many games. Saka's still young, but Saka's played so many games.
of
He's been
course.
allowed to develop. So
Yeah.
But I know who I would want in the final, innit? That's what I'm saying.
You want your man?
I'd want Yamal in the final, bro.
First. But
But then
quickly,
you man, I don't get.
Europa.
I don't know Noni.
Europa League.
Yeah, you man gonna win it. Oh, we kind of spoke a bit about you.
Yeah, no, I expect us to win though.
Oh, okay, because you got Spurs.
Yeah, I expect us to win. Even if it was whoever the hell, who was supposed to be
Bodo
Bodo
Glimt.
Glimt.
Yeah.
If it was Bodo Glimt, I'd be more confident. But obviously, it's Spurs. We haven't won. We haven't beaten Spurs this year. But I'm gonna discard the first game we
Lost
played
3
against
times,
Spurs.
bro.
We lost 3 times to them.
That's
I'm
bad.
gonna disregard the first time that we played them. That was under Eric Ten Hag. Terrorism.
Just don't let Postecoglou's quote be true, bro. That's what I'm
So
saying.
that's what will get me more mad. I think over anything else, yeah, that's what will finish, man. I will not be the reason. My club will not be the reason that guy is allowed to say what he said.
Yeah,
And-
that would be a
and
cold
it-
quote,
and
to
it-
be fair.
What?
To
Yeah,
you.
bro.
You know, go down in
Second
history.
season trophy,
Second
bro.
season, I win stuff. I can see the edits on. I can see it already. Nah.
And
you have to
overall,
be
the
there.
way that you played against Bilbao,
Yeah, so that game was mad. The
You
first
should've gone there.
20 minutes, we got smoked.
Cooked, bro. They were getting
Like,
cooked.
and I hope United fans remember this because we're quite fickle, innit? When you see the result, a lot of men are just excited, you're gassed, which is why I was saying we might capitulate even this Thursday. I hope we don't. You lot don't think we will, but it could easily get tight. I've seen what's happened against Lyon. we conceded 4 times at home. That's not normal.
You scored for what, 3 goals, though.
Yes, but we conceded. We are capable of conceding 4 times.
that's crazy, you know.
We played against this game against Bilbao. First 20 minutes we got cooked. We scored against the runner play, then we got a penalty. Game
card.
changed completely.
Yeah.
Red card. Game changed completely. From that point, I expected us to get 4 or 5. I'll be real. I expected it to be more
They
than
had chances
the
as well.
3 goals. And
Casemiro had a second header he could have scored.
we should have scored more. But I'm happy
Very
with the 3.
unpredictable team, innit?
We just have no consistency at all. And I feel like a lot of our players, our heads drop as soon as there's any sort of inconvenience throughout a game, which is what my problem will be against Spurs. If Spurs race into like an early lead in the final, I'm already jumping to conclusions here, talking about the final, but let's say we do meet Spurs in the final. If Spurs race into an early lead, I think mentally, I don't know, other than Fernandes, the rest of their men, their mindset is not right.
Fair.
I've seen it too many times.
And Jalen, are you gonna go through to the final? You don't think so?
Arsenal on big occasions, bro. They'll just disappoint you.
His life is
Where's
so
it come
sad, bro.
You're so depressing.
Being
You
an Arsenal
know?
fan is sad, bro.
Right.
Whenever you feel like they're
Get some excitement, bro.
I think
It's the way you even
Listen, bro,
answered
I'm
it
just
as
being-
well.
I'm just
No,
being honest
listen,
with you.
I-
lot,
We
though.
are
as-
supremely shit, and I still back. I will
As
back.
Back your team, bro.
as
I
someone
don't
who's
care.
been in the
You
Champions
you won a
League,
title,
anything can
10
happen,
years
bro.
ago.
Yeah, but
We're
that's
20 years away,
Jalen,
bro.
as someone who's been in the Champions League, anything
This
can
is
happen.
dark, you know.
Let me say something to you.
Anything
Wait,
can
wait,
happen,
wait.
bro.
Jules, let me say something to you, yeah. Do you know why I have to say that? Because even though, yeah, like, you see when you lot didn't win for like 30 years, yeah, you didn't have days where You were constantly going into days that meant more to the club, like big occasions. We went to the Etihad, and we were still in a title race. We lost 4-1. We go there last year, we draw 0-0. Like, we're getting battered by the big teams the whole of the last decade. We go Europa League final against you, man. We lose 4-1. Like, we go to Birmingham in a Carabao Cup final and lose in the last minute. Do you know how many times we've gone to... how many times have Arsenal gone to a big occasion and we've come out happy?
Not often, yeah.
No,
Not
name
often.
one though.
I don't know. I
None.
can't name one in my lifetime.
Madrid is like the only one. That's why we were so gassed.
But what I'm saying is,
And it was a quarter final.
for most big teams, before they win that trophy, they've gone through so much adversity before.
Bro,
For
our thing is way more, bro.
We
Way
lost against
more. It's not comparable, G. It's not
United in
comparable.
the Champions League final. Even in the Champions League season that we won, we were 3-1 down behind first leg in Napoli.
Bro,
Liverpool,
it's not
3-0 down to Barcelona before they went on to win it.
Bro.
Just because you're losing doesn't mean your players are not going to come
but
up,
it doesn't matter,
turn up on
because even
on the day and
before
win the
you lot
game.
went, see 2012, yeah, or whenever it was that you'd won a league title 4 years before that. Conte had just won a title.
Okay, forget
So the one in 2012, you'd reached the Champions League final 2 years before. You'd won league titles like recently, bro. There's no mentality.
gotta give.
No,
You
but
do
there's
that,
no.
something's
You're gonna have to get the first moment.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Something's
100%.
gotta give.
100%. But to have that first moment, I don't feel like there's enough quality in the team.
So you think you're ready for that first
You want us to
moment?
go to that second leg with Marino up top and Martinelli out wide and Odegaard that's off form, and I could name like 4 or 5 players that we're carrying,
You have
bro.
Declan Rice, bro.
What does that mean
You
right
man
now?
were telling me this is the world's
What
best
does that
midfielder.
mean right now? So he's got to beat them by himself.
It's got Saka.
He's a DM.
You got Saliba.
It was okay
He's an
against-
£100 million
It was
DM.
okay against Real Madrid, bro.
He's an £100 million DM.
You got Saka. You got Saliba. You got some players.
I
innit?
don't care, bro. You asked me my opinion, didn't it? I'm
Yeah,
giving you
no,
my
you're allowed
opinion,
to
bro.
keep your opinion.
What
man.
have
So
some
what should
hope,
the score
bro.
be then? If you don't think you'll win,
I think it'll be 1-1. I think we're gonna get close. We're gonna go full out. We're gonna have like someone's gonna miss a chance in the last 5 minutes. That's gonna piss everyone off. And we're gonna be like that screenshot is gonna be there on the TL for the next 3 years.
It's going to be Odegaard or Martinelli as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be someone, and everyone on the TL is gonna have that screen. You see that one where
But
we
you
went
guys,
to
you don't
Anfield.
give your players confidence.
You see
man.
Anfield 22-23 when we went away to Anfield, yeah, and Martinelli had that chance last minute where he could have passed to Saka.
Yeah, he messed
Yeah,
up.
wait, just clip it. Watch.
All right, guys. All right,
dark,
guys.
you know.
And
Anyway, Chelsea going to win Conference League.
oh, shush, man.
If you not lose that though.
I'm Barca Inter. Just quickly.
No, don't do that. Don't do that
As long
now.
as I make Champions League, I don't care,
Guys,
bro.
I'm rounding up. Barca Inter though. I'm gonna go for.
I think Inter going
Inter, man.
Inter.
Yeah, I think Inter, man.
San Siro as well, Inter.
Inter, man. Their
Say
defense
less.
is too good.
And that's the funny thing. Even if Arsenal went through, they lose 1-0 to Inter in the final.
It's dark, you know.
I'm telling you, even if
I
they
know.
go through.
The neutral should want Barca PSG though. That would
Yeah,
be a mad
what
game.
a game.
What?
Watch a game. I'm hoping for that.
That would
I'm
be a
hoping for
crazy game.
But guys, you know, we've
PSG
come
will
up to
win,
time. Thank you so much. Come to the watch party and live show this Wednesday, man. We hope to see you there. Big love. And lastly, Liverpool are champions of the Premier League.